Hello, welcome to the Evil Sheep channel. My name is Stephen, and a very exciting weekend for me and for the podcast, really, and for the channel. So my former podcast co-host and my current podcast co-host, Celine and Thomas, got married at the weekend. And yes, to each other. So I couldn't be happy. I couldn't be prouder. It's my daughter and now my son-in-law. And very, very happy time. We really enjoyed ourselves. So, you know, this channel has both of those podcasts on now. I'm uploading the new ones, the Matter Over Mind podcast with Thomas. And you can still catch the older podcasts with my daughter, Celine, Cult Hackers, where we talk about high control groups and my own experience leaving one. So I wanted to just make that announcement on the channel. It was a very, very enjoyable weekend, so there you go. Okay, so what else am I going to talk about today? Well, just very briefly, I've been using ChatGPT for a while, and it's really interesting. I find it fascinating. I'm very interested by the way it converses. I'm also interested, of course, in the way it reasons, or does it reason? You know, I think that there's arguments about that. I would suggest that it probably doesn't reason, if my understanding of what's going on is correct, but then I don't know if I understand enough about it, really. But one of the things that has got me thinking quite deeply about this topic is that actually what's happening with ChatGPT is it's becoming a proper mirror of society, and in that respect I think there's some real risks and dangers associated with it, because it's starting to sound like a kind of overconfident expert at everything that you find on the internet, you know. So you'll have lots of YouTube channels with people like me, I suppose, talking into the camera, but sort of pontificating on all sorts of topics that they have no knowledge about, and not actually crediting the people that do, and they're not really using other people's work in a sort of thoughtful way. They're just kind of sounding off about it from their perspective, and that's a problem, because people believe what these others are saying, you know, and a lot of that is because they speak with such confidence. Now, ChatGPT is a bit like this. It speaks with enormous confidence about any topic you choose to ask it. Now, of course, it has the resources and the speed, the processing speed, which we as mere humans don't have. So it goes through the internet, drags the internet. It's got lots of resources that it can draw on, but it still gets things wrong, quite badly wrong at times. And yet the way it gets it wrong is with absolute confidence, you know. So it doesn't hedge what it says. It says everything with the same amount of apparent confidence, and that's a problem, because it's almost like it is mirroring the worst parts of our kind of social media world now, where people can confidently pontificate about any topic, but they do so with such confidence that people think they know what they're talking about, which is why we get all sorts of crazy theories that are expounded on the internet. And of course they can't all be correct, because often they are contradictory. So it's not controversial to say that most of these ideas are completely wrong. Many of them are completely bonkers, but again, they say it with confidence. And I fear that that's what's happening to ChatGPT. Now, if it was always right, then that would be different. But, you know, imagine it's not the sci-fi world we expected, I think. You know, I'm a big fan of Star Trek, and, you know, Commander Data is an android. He has artificial intelligence, but he never talks about a topic that he doesn't know about. So if there's something he doesn't understand because he doesn't have enough data, he will say, you know, I'm not able to say, don't know the answer to that, don't have enough data to judge this or that. He may put forward various hypotheses, but hedged in this language that says, you know, I can't say until we have the data. That's not what we've got now. ChatGPT is not like Commander Data. It doesn't say, actually, we don't know this, or I'm unsure about that. It gives an answer. And part of that is because actually the way that it seems to be optimized is as a conversationalist, not as a place to get excellent information. So it's great as a conversationalist. It's great as a way to kind of talk about a topic. So it's great to knock ideas around with ChatGPT, but it's not great if you want to be absolutely sure that what you're saying is 100% correct. So I do use it for research. I will ask, what is the research about X or Y? And it's good for that because you can then say, can you show me the references? And it will show you the references and give you a link to the papers or things like that. Now that is great. But again, it's not going to sift through them and make judgments about how good those papers are really. But it is giving you references that you can then go away and make your own mind up. So it's got its uses, but unfortunately, like all technology, it gets used and abused and expanded. Its scope expands. So that's part of the problem with it, I think. So that's one of the real risks, I think, with this technology, is it's kind of becoming like the worst part of us. It's becoming very, very confident. It pontificates about things it doesn't always know about, but it does so with incredible confidence. And so I think that's something to be aware of. Okay, that's it for now. I'm continuing to upload the Matter Over Mind podcast, and we are planning season 2. So once Thomas gets back off his honeymoon and settled down again, we're starting to put a list together of topics. If you've got any ideas for topics either that relate to physics, which is Thomas's area of speciality, or psychology, which is my field, then please drop a suggestion in the comments and we'll address it, or we'll look to address it. So yeah, come up with your ideas, questions perhaps that you want us to talk about, do some research about, and we'll talk about those. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're still fairly small. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers, so that's my goal currently. So if you could help me with that would be fantastic. Let other people know about the channel. Primarily we talk about physics and psychology, but the channel's been up there for a while. It's also got lots of other stuff from our projects that Celine and I did when we first created Evil Sheep as a film company. So you can laugh at our amateurish attempts to do filmmaking, but there's some nice stuff in there. And Nonna's Natalie is still our top video. Lots of people love that, and we're very proud of that. So yeah, check out the rest of the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and let other people know about it. That's it for now. Bye. See you soon.